Hello listeners, and welcome back to ND 5.18. And as always, I'm your host, Ender. Let's hop right into it with the Typal player. Playstyle spotlighting, Fight Me. Now this is showcased by Zakama, the Primal Calamity, a 9 mana, 9/9 legendary creature, Elder Dinosaur, with Vigilance, Reach, and Trample. When Zakama Primal Calamity enters the battlefield, if you cast it, untap all lands you control. You can pay 2 in a red, Zakama deals 3 damage to target creature, 2 in a green, destroy target artifact or enchantment, or 2 in the white, you gain 3 life. As you can see, all that adds up to 9, the mana value, the power and toughness, even the activated abilities. It's a really good legendary dinosaur. It's my personal favorite. Next we have Geshaft, a 8 mana, 7/6 Vigilance, Trample with Haste, legendary creature, dinosaur avatar. It states, whenever Geshaft Sun's avatar deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Put any number of dinosaur creature cards from among them onto the battlefield, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Another really good dinosaur. Not my personal favorite, but I know a lot more aggressive players like this one. Then we have Pantlaza, a 5 mana, 4/4 legendary creature dinosaur that states, whenever Pantlaza, Sun Favorite, or another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may discover X, where X is that creature's toughness. Do this only once each turn. Now, discover is stated on the card here and it's very convoluted, so I will read this one. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card with that mana value or less. Cast it without paying its mana cost or put it into your hand. Put the rest from the bottom in a random order. Ta-da! Yes, the creature that will be used for the Typal player will be dinosaurs today. I hope you all enjoy, because I know it is a fan favorite for quite a few players. Now, what does Typal mean? Typal will replace tribal, and kindred is also another way of saying it, though it has its own separate connotations with it. So the TLDR is types matter. If you see me or hear me slip up here at ND 5.18, purely by accident, I've been playing a long time. And to really showcase what Typal represents, we have Regal Imperiosaur, a 3 mana 5/4 that says other dinosaurs you control get +1/+1. So yeah, if you want to read more thoroughly through this, feel free. So first part is the Nursery. The first step and the most fragile part of being a Typal player is, oh my god, this is my favorite creature type. I really want to do it. I gotta build something amazing, something no one's ever seen before. Oh, look at this one. Look at this amazing. Yes, every Typal player goes through this, and this is good. So never let that part of you die, okay? And most precons do follow something similar to this. Well, the ones that specifically state a type. And to showcase these amazing dinosaurs, I have 5 up here for you. Let's start with Pugnacious Hammerskull. It is a 2 and a green, so 3 mana, 6/6, which states whenever Pugnacious Hammerskull attacks while you don't control another dinosaur, put a stun counter on it. Now, that means if a permanent with a stun counter would become untapped, remove one from it instead. That's all it is. The next card is Palani's Hatcher, a 5 mana, 5/3 dinosaur that states other dinosaurs you control have haste. When Palani's Hatcher enters the battlefield, create 2 0/1 green dinosaur egg creature tokens. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 1 or more eggs, sacrifice an egg. Then create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token. Really good. It's an enabler. Another great card. Beside it, we have Regisaur Alpha, a 5 mana, 4/4 dinosaur that says other dinosaurs you control have haste. That sounds kind of similar, doesn't it? When Regisaur Alpha enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token with Trample, 2 haste enablers, and a 6/6 body. just on the first line, people. Dinosaurs do have a lot of power. Below it, we have Typal, a 5 mana 3/4 dinosaur that says if a source would deal damage to another dinosaur you control, prevent all but one of that damage. These are just some strong abilities. And finally, to wrap it all off, is the great Typal, Primal Dawn, a 8 mana 4/8 with flying, double strike, vigilance, trample, and indestructible. This is a great dinosaur on the top end. Hello, and welcome to Quiz Within number 1. This is just a new segment I want to try out here, just to see if you all paying attention to this, and also to actually see if you're understanding what I'm saying. Comprehension check. So, in this segment, we will be asking you, is this Typal? We have Typal, Primal Storm, 4 and 2 red, which is 6 mana, y'all. 6/6. Says, whenever Typal attacks, exile the top card of each player's library, then you may cast any number of spells from among those cards without paying their mana cost. Sounds really strong, doesn't it? And beside it, we have Typal, Primal Conqueror, a 7 mana 7/7 that says, as trample, whenever Typal Primal Conqueror enters the battlefield, each player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. You may cast any number of spells from among the non-land cards exiled this way without paying their mana costs. Then you can pay 9 and a Phyrexian green mana. Now, Phyrexian mana means you can either pay 2 life or that color. So, for 10 mana or for 9 and 2 life, you can flip Typal Primal Conqueror into Typal Primal Sickness, an 11/11 trample indestructible creature that says, whenever Typal Primal Sickness deals combat damage to a player, they get that many poison counters. For those of you who don't know, a player with 10 or more poison counters loses the game. Now, I ask you again, which one of these is Typal? And please, whichever one you think it is, leave it down below in the comment section. I appreciate all interaction. Now it's time for the next segment, the Pasture. And this is after your first few games of trying to be a Typal player, after all of them board wipes, after people saying combat damage, really? Yeah, you get a little bit disheartened. I understand that. But you do not let that get you down. You start saying, you know what? I'm gonna work around it, right? You start planning these things out in your head, like, oh, I'm gonna add this and this and this and this. But that also leads you into another trap. Okay? Now, adding farm equipment or farm hands here to help you out here on this land is good. Finding little synergies and combos, you're supposed to. But you can't let that make you lose sight of why you're even playing Typal in the first place. But to showcase some synergies and combos here for dinosaurs specifically, we have Marauding Raptor, a 1 and a red, which is 2 mana, 2/3 dinosaur that says, creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Marauding Raptor deals 2 damage to it. If a dinosaur is dealt damage this way, Marauding Raptor gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Really cheap, pretty good cost reduction. It is a good dinosaur. The downside is it can kill a lot of the small dinosaurs that you have out, right? Or want to put out. But this is where things get cool. Wrathful Raptors, a 5 mana 5/5 with trample dinosaur that says, whenever a dinosaur you control is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target that isn't a dinosaur. You're like, oh, okay. See the similarity between the two. You see how this can kind of play off of each other, kind of work together, right? That's not even the cool part. Finally, we have Polyraptor, a 8 mana 5/5 with Enrage that says whenever Polyraptor is dealt damage, create a token that's a copy of Polyraptor. Now that means it's going to have that same ability. And you know what happens when you have all 3 of these out on the field? Infinite damage, which means you win the game. It doesn't end in a draw. You actually win the game. So what happens is this, right? Boom, you got Marauding Raptor out. Use it to get Raptors out, right? Now, if neither one of these pieces get removed, you play Polyraptor. Boom, Polyraptor hits the field. Marauding Raptor deals the 2 damage to it. That procs Raptors, right? Boom, that also procs Polyraptor. You put another copy of Polyraptor out. Boom, Marauding Raptor hits that copy. Boom, Raptors, boom. You see? They play off each other over and over and over and make it infinite. And you can keep directing that damage because it says to any target that isn't a dinosaur, which means player 2, player 3, and player 4. Boom. And that is a little synergy / combo in dinosaurs. Now, welcome to the Wildland. This is where you, as a type of player, if everything went well, if everything progressed the way it's supposed to, this is where you should end up. You found the space to be happy. It may not be what you thought it was gonna be, but you can enjoy the experience. Math is not always for blockers, and you can adapt to your play groups, adapt to randoms, like random situations, randos that you play with. Like, you can still enjoy yourself everywhere that you go. And these 6 cards right here, I wanted to show you some of the ways that dinosaurs can adapt and still play their game. Starting with Kinjali's Sunwing. It is a 3-mana, 2/3 with flying dinosaur that says creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. Short, sweet, to the point. Dinosaurs with all its haste enablers. This to take away your opponent's blockers. A simple synergy that you adapted into your playstyle. Next we have Scytheclaw Raptor, a 3-mana 4/3 that states whenever a player casts a spell, this includes you, if it's not their turn, Scytheclaw Raptor deals 4 damage to them. This, when you go against a lot of removal heavy, counterspell heavy, like randos and like pods, this helps. It's adding that steady damage to everybody at the table. You're a dinosaur player. You're not really playing instants, but even if you are, you get that the game needs to end. What's for life? Then we have Bronzebeak Forager, a 4-mana 3/4 that says when Bronzebeak Forager enters the battlefield, for each opponent, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls until Bronzebeak Forager leaves the battlefield. This is removal on a body. But see, watch the last line. X and white, put target card with mana value X exile with Bronzebeak Foragers into its owner's graveyard and you gain X life. You don't have to give back everything. The most problematic one just goes directly into the graveyard and you get that much life. You learned. That's the whole point of being out here in the wild. You adapt. You learn. You evolved. Then we have Scion of Calamity, a 5-mana 5/5 with Myriad. Whenever this creature attacks, for each opponent, you just create a copy to attack them as well. Right? That swings at one person, the other 2 automatically get a 5/5 coming at them. Okay? You exile that token at the end of combat. Whenever Scion of Calamity deals combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls. This is removal on a body that copies itself. And all of the token copies have this same line of text on it. You learned artifact players, enchantment players. Get them out the way. Myriad will connect with somebody. Even if someone has a blocker, guess what? You swing the real one. That's the one that doesn't have a blocker. And the other 2 are going to get in regardless. Then we have Regal Behemoth, a 6-mana 5/5 with trample that says when it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. The monarch is an amazing ability that I think a lot of multiplayer, like centered card groups need to, use. It says when you have the monarch, whenever you tap a land for mana, an additional 1 mana of any color. It's a mana doubler on a dinosaur body. It works, y'all. It works. And the Monarch says at the end of your turn, if you're the Monarch, you draw a card. Someone could take the Monarch from the person by just swinging at them, connecting, boom, they're the Monarch. And you want it back, you swing at them, you hit them, boom, you're the Monarch. It incentivizes combat damage, which as a dinosaur player, you want people to be attacking. You want to get that gameplay going. You don't want no one to sit there with a pillow fort, sit there with blockers. No, you're trying to push damage steadily. And finally, we have Vault-Born Tyrant, a 7-mana 6/6 with trample. It says, whenever Vault-Born Tyrant or another creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 3 life and draw a card. The next line says, when Vault Tyrant dies, if it's not a token, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. 2 for the price of 1, card draw, life gain. Great dinosaur. Now these 6, each of them help you in a different way, and I think if you are a dinosaur player, you need these. As a Typal player, you need to find these in your type. Now it's time for another quiz within. Once again, same question: is this Typal? Starting off, we will have a 7-mana Galta and Mavrin. It is a 12/12 with trample that states, whenever you attack, choose 1. Create a tapped and attacking XX green dinosaur creature token with trample, where X is the greatest power among other attacking creatures. Or create X 1/1 white vampire creature tokens with lifelink, where X is the number of other attacking creatures. That's a big boy right there. That's 2 in 1. Is this Typal? And the other one is Galta, Stampede Tyrant, a 8-mana 12/12 with trample. Seems similar. When Galta, Stampede Tyrant enters the battlefield, put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Now you tell me, is this Typal? The answers to both of these quizzes within will be at the end of the video. I hope you tune in. And now, these are 2 categories here that I think will help you as a type of player. The first one specifically for dinosaurs. The bottom for more general, but with a few dinosaur helpers as well. And for all you type of players, this is what you should have split off for yourself as well, for whatever tribe, whatever type, whatever kindred family has your eye. The first alternative is Atla Palani, Nest Tender, a 4-mana 2/3 that says, pay 2 mana, tapper, create a 0/1 green egg creature token with Defender. She says, whenever an egg you control dies, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Now, I want you to know, previously in this video, we talked about a Nest Tender. You may have noticed a similar name on that card as well. This is an alternative way to build dinosaurs that's still thematically them, but she can also be used for just a good toolbox, a good value. It all depends. Now we have Wata, Trainer Prodigy, a 3-mana 1/5 with haste that says, 2 in the green, tapper, target creature you control fights another target creature. This ability costs 2 less to activate if it targets 2 creatures you control. She also states, if a creature you control being dealt damage causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. She is a Enrage dinosaur based commander. Enrage is, as you saw, Polyraptor, an ability that happens when a dinosaur is dealt damage. Really strong, very limited amount of cards with it though. She works with it. Next we have Watley, Poet of Unity, a 2 in the green, 3 mana, 2/3 that says, when Watley, Poet of Utility, enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. That features a type of ramp that I call till, because tilling the land. It also states 3 and 2 red or whites, so 5. Exile Watley, then return her to the battlefield transformed under her owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery. That reads Roar of the Fifth People. First one. But as a saga enters and after your draw step, add a lore counter, sacrifice after 4. First one is create 2 3/3 green dinosaur creature tokens. Sadly, no trample. The second one is Roar of the Fifth People, gains creatures you control have tap, add red, green, or white. The third one states search your library for a dinosaur card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. And the fourth one states dinosaurs you control gain double strike and trample until end of turn. She is a more all-purpose dinosaur commander. Not my favorite, honestly, but she does a form of ramp, so it works. Now, moving down to helpers, we have a favorite of all green players. Heroic Intervention, 2 mana, and says permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Permanents you control. It's just good. Then we have Dawn's Truce, a 2 mana instant that says gift a card. You may promise an opponent a gift as you cast a spell. If you do, they draw a card. So it's but you see why it's good. You and permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. If the gift was promised, permanents you control also gain indestructible until end of turn. You see what I mean here? It's like the white Heroic Intervention. Next, we have this green enchantment that I really think all green players should use. It's called Motani's Presence. A 1 mana green enchantment that says whenever a spell you play is countered, draw a card. Like, come on, green players. I know you all went into the whole can't be countered like thing that's really, really strong, but this is what green used to do. Next, we have Triumphant Chomp, a 1 red mana sorcery that says Triumphant Chomp deals damage to target creature equal to 2 or the greatest power among dinosaurs you control, whichever is greater. This could be a 1 red mana 12 damage spell. Now, I'm saying this again. Find cards like this in whatever type that you want to play. They're out there. Some may not have as much support. I mean, dinosaurs, it took them coming back to dinosaurs a whole second time before it got enough support to really prove its dominance. And for whatever type that you like to play, you have that out there for you. Now, thank you all for coming down here to the park today. I'm Park Ranger Enda here. And these are going to be the guidelines I'm going over with you. Okay? First off, tips and advice. The biggest flaw in Typal is blowing your load and emptying your hand. You a quick shot. Slow it down. Second one, you tend to do too much. No, you got to get in your lane. Ease in it. So focus on 2 to 3 elements for your type. Number 3, playing skittish. It's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're built different. Act like it. Too many defensive pieces. Nah. You got sharp fangs. You're here to take a bite out of people. So do it. Next, we got the type of traps. Many creature lovers think one individual is worth more than the herd, more than the pack. That is not the case. Then there's the belief that if you're not swinging or dying by combat, you're being cheap. You're not. They just outsmarted you. It is what it is. Sometimes you're the prey, sometimes you're the predator. I understand that. Because there are limitations to this style. And you are not a fool. Some of the prey out here, they're apex in their own right. It's up to you to outthink them and to bring them down. The correct answer is neither one of these things is Typal. It was a trick question. Sorry. As for here, the correct answer is Galta and Mavrin. Yes, Galta the Stampede Tyrant is good, but is generically good. Galta and Mavrin care about the type. Well, listeners, thank you for tuning in here at Indy 5.18. Once again, I've been your host, Ender. I hope you all have enjoyed our archetype of the Typal player. If you have enjoyed it, please like, comment, and share. And please take a look at my previous videos. Remember to live your best life and be well. This is Ender, signing off.